Hello and a warm welcome to Conny Decorates today.
And the cameraman Maya is here again, as always.
Despite the storm and rain and everything that comes with it, and that's actually our topic today, a quick table decoration made right in a soup plate. And these are simply roses from the discount store, which I bought today. And then we have moss, herbs, and a little something extra, a bit pre-Christmas, a bit autumnal. And dear ones, if you want to know how it works, stay tuned, because we're going to show you now. And what we need today, that's the base. Those are the soup plates, also perfect for pasta. These soup plates have a slightly wider rim. You can use any other soup plate for the idea we have today, and then we move on. I would say let's start here on the right. Here I also have some really nicely dried thyme, and then I have some decorative apples, basically everything else I could find. Here are the leftovers from our little sea cucumbers on a string, I'll just call them that. Then I also have some ginger from last year, pine cones, cinnamon sticks, and back here I have some of those glowing spheres from Ilkers, let me check, from Tiziano, which I find very beautiful, but we'll see if they fit in. Take a look down in the video description, you'll find these items there as well, and there's a link because we also have this moss, which I'll need today. And what else do I need? Today I just found these roses at the discount store. They were the last ones, some white ones, and well, I'd say some rosé salmon-colored roses. Then we need garden shears. Actually, not really, well, yes, for the time. A knife, a bit of wire, and these are the leftovers I still have. Someone wrote in the comments that there's now a natural brick you can use to stick the plants into, an alternative, a natural and good option instead of this moss. These are just leftovers we have, and I'd like to use them up. And then I already Googled it, and I will definitely order these other moss bricks, let's just call them natural bricks, and continue working with them. But as I said, these are just the delightful leftovers, and I'm still absolutely going to use them. Nicely and thoroughly soaked, so the moss is really wonderfully moist and perfectly pliable. And I'll just carefully place it here in the soup bowl, creating a stable base. What you can do with these incredibly useful Oasis Fix pin holders is securely fix them at the very bottom, which is super easy to do. You just simply stick them firmly on top, and then you have excellent support and can transport the entire beautiful decoration really, really well and with great ease. But since it's going to stay right here with us in our own space, I'll just leave it as is and simply place it gently on top. Then I take the beautiful roses, and since they're still relatively closed, and I actually want a much bigger, more open bloom for the overall decoration, I'll now very, very carefully with the other lovely blooms. First, I carefully cut off the head at the very top, making a clean cut. And if the outer petals aren't looking so nice, sometimes they're a little dried out or damaged, you can of course gently remove them to reveal the fresh ones underneath. Now very carefully, I go in with my finger, gently manipulating the petals, and blow into it again with another soft puff, and look, it looks so much nicer, right? Blowing into each one just a little bit, giving them that extra push. Exactly. Now I take the sharp knife and carefully cut the stems at a nice, precise, sharp angle, and yes, cut the stem cleanly. And the absolute best thing is to keep it as short as humanly possible. The shorter the stem, the much better it is for the longevity and freshness of the flower. I'll do this meticulous process with all the blooms, and then carefully stick them in. I've trimmed the sides a bit more here to make it a bit wider and more accommodating, so we have a bit more ample space to arrange everything beautifully. Since we do have quite a few roses to work with, I think I can trim just a bit more to optimize the space. As I said, it's a tiny bit wobbly now because I didn't use a pin holder, but it still works perfectly fine for our purposes. The blooms are all beautifully arranged, and I think with just this one generous bouquet, it's really more than enough in terms of flowers and visual impact. Now I'll take the soft moss and very carefully lay it out all around the sides, blending seamlessly with the arrangement. Look, and it's done so quickly. When you have guests coming over, you have a wonderful table decoration. I've filled it up completely, placed a bit in the gaps, and now you can of course use whatever you like. If you have ivy or really any kind of herbs, it doesn't really matter, but I think this time looks nice. Only my garden shears aren't in the best shape anymore. I'll carefully take this piece and precisely cut off a small bit, and now I'll meticulously check the height. I think I can trim it just a little bit more, and then I'll firmly stick it into the designated gaps here. That's really convenient because it's dried out so well and the stems are nice and sturdy. You can easily poke it right into the arrangement here, and I'm going to carefully fill in a bit everywhere now, ensuring a balanced and pleasing display.
I've kept my heart inside a box.
The little ones, I'll just call them sea cucumbers for now. I actually wanted to lay them in here with some ribbon, although you could definitely use ribbon for a couple of pieces. I actually think that looks pretty cute too. So if you have a larger plate, it's great to lay them in with a ribbon like that. But since this plate is a bit smaller, I'll just cut them individually now, so you can really decorate them in here much better. Now I've taken a bit of ginger green apples and I'm going to cut up a few more here. I've also just prepared the Hallis glue again. I totally forgot about it. And now I'll use it to stick things on, like here, for example, an apple, for instance, and I'll just stick them on here like this for now. Now you can beautifully spread them out precisely wherever you want them to be, and I truly think this vibrant green color goes really nicely and quite harmoniously with the lovely pink salmon color. You certainly like the delightful color too, Micha, don't you, right? I really like it too. It looks so fresh, doesn't it? So if you have small apples, you can also decorate with them wonderfully.
Threw away the key.
What's really nice, of course, is if you have a wider edge here, like this, you can just stick the apple right onto the edge as well. That means you can let it extend a bit outward now. That's perfect for decorating, of course. And now we'll take these and secure them everywhere here as well.
You found your way under.
It's really nicely filled, and it's also just beautiful here with the ginger because it adds a natural brightness with these green and rosy tones. And then also with the thyme, I really like this combination. But as I said, you can use anything you have, and it's perfect because when the flowers have finished blooming, you can easily pull them out and refill it. You can also add berries or put in branches with berries, whatever you like. Nicely filled, just like a colorful platter. What do we have in there? Little ornamental apples, roses, herbs, moss, ginger. So really it's all beautiful, and everyone can get as creative as they want. Just put everything in. You don't even need flowers, as I said. Just berries, branches, ivy, anything you can find. All you really need is a soup plate. Exactly. And since we're just in this transition between autumn and winter, I'll quickly make something a bit more wintry now with the white roses. These are even more closed in terms of their blossoms. I'll just try to see if I can open them up a bit. And I'm also going to cut off all the stems and leaves completely again, trim them down nicely, and then try to open up the blossom here a little more. So just now they were completely closed, and now we've managed to open them up a little bit, which I think looks really nice. This is how they looked before. I'll do the same with the remaining blossoms as well. And with the white roses, I didn't get as much fullness as I did with the other bouquet, but I don't think that's a big deal. Here I've just placed the leftover pieces along the side of the floral foam and simply stuck the roses in. And now I'll take the moss again and fill in the gaps.
My skin, now I come undone. The walls that I built on weakest paper.
And here too we have the thyme inside, and now I'm going to take our wonderful pine cones, which I think look absolutely beautiful with the white. Unfortunately I couldn't get them to open, but they will open up eventually. So, and now the pine cones go in here first.
My castle is falling from the sky. Ain't nobody else have made me look.
I think they go really, really well with it too. And yes, now I'll add a few more of those. 2 cinnamon sticks, a bit of binding wire, or in this case it's decorative wire. And right, I just carefully wrap it around a few more times, then precisely cut it off, meticulously twist it together, securely hot glue it, and now you can easily and firmly stick it to the side here. Then add a small dot of hot glue on top, some fresh ginger, and the very last one on top. And I'd say that's certainly enough for this particular project. And here we already have a Christmas, or rather winter decoration for the table. And that was our topic today, table decoration. Right, here with pine cones, moss, cinnamon sticks, and of course a bit of ginger as well. Just use whatever you have at home, of course. So that's what we had, and that's what we used up today. Exactly this version and that version. And dear ones, if today's topic inspired you, we'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Follow us on Instagram or also on Facebook, where we always share little highlight stories. Yes, and there's always something going on with new photos popping up all the time. Laura's always really involved there and always makes it look beautiful. So, dear ones, we're looking forward to seeing you in the coming days. The Christmas season is coming, I'm excited. And if not, Michael is really looking forward to it. Exactly. So, dear ones, see you then. Bye.
My grip before, yeah, I come undone. Was fast asleep.